Okay, so what is input? What does input do? Anyone who remember from our previous
Take
class?
input from user.
Okay, it will ask for the input in a real time. So let's say I'll give a message, enter the username. See, it is asking you for it. And when you enter the needful, it will get stored in this particular variable, and that variable would have been called in the next few steps wherever it is. Okay, so that's the meaning of input. So input act as in the way to give out the value to the username. At the same time, we also went and we read about the print statement. So print does the work of taking the output for us. So if someone asks you what is the input IO, so input is nothing but this input statement where we can kind of give a data and assign it to the variable. And output is something which we can, fetch the output. We can read it out on our terminal. So this act as input output in the case of Python. And you can source this to a notepad, to Excel. You can also, take it in a plain text format. If you don't want plain text, then you can include another library called getpass, and it will start, encrypting the passwords. So that was with respective to user, that was respective to the input. Now let me go with the open methods. Now let's say that your files are somewhere else in some different drive. Not, you don't want too many things on your PyCharm. Let's common example. Let's say multiple devices. You might have multiple things assigned like this. You can keep it, even 100 of devices you can keep it, but let's say someone had given you them in a notepad format. Let's say device list. See, if someone gives you something in a this format, it will be too difficult, or a kind of time consuming process, that you have to manually bring it in on your script, or might be later on, if you are handing over the script to some junior and expecting him to do the mistake, might be he might remove something which can break the syntax, etc., right? So, and also it will unnecessarily increase the line count of your script. Let's say you keep adding few more. See, so you can add any number, but it will unnecessarily increase your line count. If you are supposed to remove one of them, might be someone will do a mistake by having this, and it might go into a problem. So this is a usual scenario where something comes to you in this order, and you would like to read from this and execute it. It could be applicable for show commands as well, and applicable for your credentials, or if for whatsoever reason you want to read from an external notepad. Just think it that way. You're being assigned to read from an external notepad. So for that, we will go with open method. When you go with open method, we have to assign certain path to this. So where is this file located? So that depends on that navigation. So let's find that navigation first. Let's see where exactly this is located. So here is that file located. I'll take the entire path and I'll keep it here. Okay. And what is the file name? File name is this device list.txt. Clear? Now you can see that this is the entire path. But what happens is sometimes the Windows path will start overlapping with the functionality of Python. That is what is happening right now. If you just hover on it, you will see that some invalid escape, etc., has been getting overlapped with your Windows path. You can also see some other, in some other path reasons. Let's say if it was a folder called north. Now this is also start getting overlapping with the Python functionality. So /n in Python represent go to new line. But who knows, that was a valid folder for you. If you create a folder and might be you would have labeled it with the north. Now you see this would have been your path. And if you bring this to your PyCharm, you will see that one of them or multiple of them will start overlapping with the functionality. And we might face the issue now. The issue due to overlap that's happening between the system path and the functionality with Python's behavior. So to avoid that, what we can do is we can add some escape violation characters. We can add this way. So if I do this way, now you see it's totally error free. So I just add that / on front of every other / that were present. So this is one method. But if you don't want to go with this method, there is alternative method by adding a raw in front of the path. So you don't have to type the complete RAW, but you can just type R. So what it does it will inform the interpreter, consider this as a system path and not any overlapping functionality. So now you see again, there is no, even though you have this, it's not getting overlapped with some functionality. Even this is not getting overlapped. But as soon as you remove this, you will see this got overlapped. Now this is also getting overlapped. And when you have this, I can show you what error would you face it. So let's say if I run this way, see, now this is what you get to see. It is getting truncated. So things are getting broken into two pieces. Just imagine if your system path is broken in two way, you will never reach out to that end folder or end path, right? It should be in a single line, single statement, which will take your script directly to all this, this exactly to this folder. So to do that, you always try to add this raw, and it will try to escape any violation that would be occurring in the system path. So this is a simplest option. If you see someone writing this, so that's also fine. That's also a way to ignore the escape violation in the system path. So either you go with this or you go with R. R stands for RAW. So once you have this, how do we read this? So this, what Open will do, Open will go and try to see if this file is present or not. It is not going to read it. The read will happen in the next step. Or you want, you can add it even in the same line. You can go with the read functionality. So you can say read. And then you can take a print of this complete variable. Because now you are reading it, reading the data, reading your content from this particular file and storing it in this variable. So let's see what is that variable now gonna uh, read it out for you. Okay, now you see the path is mistake. See, it will clearly point it out on the error number, line number. It will say that line number 10 has some problem, no such file or directory. So what is the problem? The problem is we added something which is not part of the system path. See, this is where the file is located. So that north was some testing that we were trying to do. Now this is the exact path. We went with read functionality to read the content of this file, and then I'll play the button and you will start reading the content of that file. So either you can do this way, or there is, you can just break the step into two steps. That is by having this read functionality in the next line. And might be you can call this as x equals to, and then take the print of x. It's the same thing, but you are just adding up one more additional step. See, it's the same output. Oh, but what you do, you are just trying to read the functionality in the next line and saving it in a variable called x and reading that x. If you want to keep it on the same, you can keep another function on the same particular line and then read it as well. So, okay, this will change because now this is a multi-device variable for us. In case you are making use of FTP, SCP, etc., then make the needful thing. So you have to have all that username. Okay, add those username. You should have the device IP. Then you should have your password. Right, you might know that CLI command, which we normally use it from the Cisco's console to connect to the FTP for file transfer, etc. So this type of FTP entire command or SCP command, if you add it, then it will also be able to read from any external sources, irrespective of your local drives. Okay. Now, there are few more things. Open can read. Also, Open can write back and create a new file as well. Let's say the scenario was you are capturing the backup of show run from multiple device and storing it somewhere. Let's say in this folder. Now that's not a read operation. That would be a write operation, right? So what I would do is, let's say I will gray this out, and let's say creating backup. I'll go with open method. I know what R does. I'll take the complete system path, keep it here. And then let's say backup for, or let's say I just create one file for now. Let's say 1.1.1.text. This is the file that I'm expecting to have. Now I have to write open operations. Okay, open operation in the sense, open method should understand whether this is a read requirement is to read, or the requirement is to write, or requirement was to append. We didn't do it in the read because by default open has read method itself. Okay, there is a invisible R over here at this point. We don't have to add it at the time of read, but at the time of write and append, it's compulsory to add the needful thing. Say for example, I want to create a new file, then I have to compulsory add this W, which stands for create new file. If the file was already present, then overwrite it. So W stands for that. And if you go with appending will do the same job that W does. Additionally, it will also add the next execution outputs appended to the previous files itself. Okay, without overwriting it. W will overwrite it. You will only have one instance of a backup copy. A will start adding the data, getting compiled in a single file. So I'll just show you how it works. So this is what happens now. That is the change. But see, I have also added now, so you can, understand. There was an invisible R, which is not mandatory needed for a read operation at least, because it's totally understood that file is present. If the file is not present, then you get an error. But at this point, it's about creating the file, because this file is not with us for now. We are actually creating a file on the go, right? So I just put the system path, put the appending, and what is my write message? Let's say backup for show run. This is what the message I want to capture it. And if you want, you can take the print to just see if the backup successfully was generated or not. And now let me run the script. So we have this file, and you can see that read message is there. The 19 that you show is nothing but the length of this characters. It says that there are 19 characters that got been written on this empty file that we created. So 1.1.1. Text, we put this message into that. Again, if you want to split it into 2-3 lines, just for a simplicity, then yes, you can do that. You can call out that variable, put down your first message. Might be you wanted to have another message over here. So you can just say that this is second line. Might be you wanted another line. So you can just say that third line. Okay. Now you just see it's appending in nature, A in nature. What would happen with this file? Because if for now this is the data, and if you keep running the script, okay, I'll just because this is a write operation, I actually don't have to. Or if you want to read it, we will go with the read operation, or I'll just add X. Now, if you go back, check over here, you see all the data started getting written on a single line. We were expecting it to come in a new line, something like this. So I have to tell the interpreter, I do not need it in a single line. Instead, I will have this format. So interpreter should be given that information. So to give that information, we have this /n. So when I say /n, that's basically telling this interpreter that go to the new line and then write the next set of data. Okay, so I'll just once delete this and rerun the script. Now, if you open up, see, you will see the things coming down in 3 different lines. So whatever you declare here, you should expect the behavior coming as an output to you. If you do any mistake or you miss something, then you will not find that output. Might be if, let's say, this was still shown up like this, then you might have missed adding / in this particular line, and you go back, you fix it, and it should start reading the way you want it. Okay. Python is a interpreter language. That means it will execute line after line. So first this, then this, then this, then this, and then finally this. So if you make any syntax issue, let's say somewhere on the second line, then you instantly will get an error at line 14 without moving to 15, 16, 17. So it's a interpreter language, whereas C++, we consider them as a compiler. Compiler, what it does, it will convert all this 4-5 lines into a representative machine language and then try to get triggered. And in such compiler, finding out the issue on the exact line is also a little bit difficult, because it's overall program of 100 lines, and if the issue was at certain line, might be the issue is occurring on a different line. So in a compiler you will not get a clear indication where exactly that issue was being. But in the case of Python, since it's going one by one in a interpreter format, so as soon as the syntax error is found, it will give you that line indication. So you can go back and see where the issue is. So right now you can see the issue is that we have missed out an inverted comma. So I'll go and fix that, and we can run it once again. So this is a way we can fix it. Or else, if you would have observed, that there is something, a real quick scan happening. So as per your lines that you have over on the pie chart, there is a quick scan that happens. It will give you some sort of a quick analysis of syntax issue. So there is some indications here. So if I click on them, if you see on the right hand side, it's a auto generated. Okay, I'm not adding something, or I don't enable something. It's a default feature of PyCharm. So if I click that, then you can see that there are certain reddish color errors shown in a reddish color. So it says that on line 14 I'm missing the quote. Okay, fine, let me fix that. See, as soon as I put that, all those reddish got disappeared, and it's only the red that is concerning. You don't have to worry about the yellow indicator. It could be just a warning message or informational message. Right now it says that we have redeclared the same variable, so it's just giving us some hint. It could be due to some human error. So if you want, you can even change, but for me as of now, that's okay. I don't have an error with that. Even if you don't keep or read a print, that is fine. But the error what it was documenting, it got resolved now. Similar way, let's say if I put some problem somewhere, let's say here, if I remove that comma. Okay, now what is happening, it's considering this as a complete path itself. So let's say if I do some syntax error. See, as soon as I do syntax error, it will start reflecting unresolved reference. This is expected. Missing closing quote. End of the statement expected. Unresolved creating backup variable. Lot of issues got generated on line 13, line 14, line 15. You have some errors in 16 just because of one unresolved characters. So that is how the programming works. If you have a issue at line 3, Python will declare you that there is a problem at line 3. But along with line 3, there could be other lines that's giving you problem. Could be on 500 line, 100 line, 200 line. So you have to always refer the first line that was shown up with the error. Once you fix that, the rest of the lines will also automatically get fixed up. So right now you see the smallest number or the line number was 13. So I should not directly jump into 16. I should not jump into 16 or whatever 18 or 20, because the issue could have been at 13 line number. So first let me fix that, and if that fix, then that's good. If it not, then might be there could be another issue, because there can be 2 3 issues at the same time, right? Let's say if I remove this and I also remove a syntax from here, might be a one syntax something from let's say this, you can see a lot of issues happening. So we will fix it from the smallest number, let's say 13. So on 13th, this was missed up. So when I do that, you see few of the errors got disappeared. Now it's 15. So on 15th, let's say, okay, so for 15th, missing closing code, that is because of line 14. So I go to line 14 and fix that. Now, do we have any issue? On line 17, there is some issue. It says that unresolved statement. So print is not a right word. It's a print. and then that should resolve it. Okay, so to some extent you have PyCharm been acting intelligent and giving you the hint. Otherwise, as soon as you execute, you will instantly start getting all the error even in these terminals. Okay, in the output terminals with the line number. All right, so this was about read and append. Append, you saw the behavior of append is it start, compiling the data back to back. Next execution would be this way. Next would be this, and next would be this. Now, not every scenario you will uh, you need this type of output to be captured, especially in the backup scenario. We normally take it day wise instead of one file with all the day, right? Because let's say if you receive a ticketing tool which is 2 month old, now if you are maintaining a backup text file with all like a lot of data of 2 3 months in a single file, then it's gonna be very heavy, plus you'd face a lot of challenges to navigate and open up, handle the file. So the best option would be you take these kind of backup with respective to the dates. Like let's say today is 1st of October, so let's say you wanted to keep it this way. Similar way, let's say if the previous backup that you had captured, it resulted out something like, let's say this way. Okay, so today is 10 month. Anyway, I'll just to be in the flow, I'll give it this way. Okay, something like this. So you want the backup happening in a day-wise perspective, not a cumulative kind of file. Now, if there is one issue on, let's say, 30th, so you can go back to that 30th, open it up, and might be you have certain backups for that particular file. You can check and whatsoever you want, you can do it. It's an easy way for you to figure it out. So how do we achieve, that particular thing? I mean, with respective to day-wise, because A will give you uh, kind of a collection of data in a single file. So I'll go with W here. What W does, it will also create the file. Let's say if this file is not, say now the file is not present, file will get created, plus the lines will start be getting copied to the file. Now, since if they are in a same execution process, all of them will get executed at single instance, but there is chances that next execution they will overwrite with the new data. Let me show you, you will understand. So first, if I execute this, you will get the output. See, all three outputs you got. Now you might be wondering what is difference between W and A. That difference you will see in the second execution. If you go with second execution, go back, open, see, the previous got overwritten, overlap, over erased, or whatever you want to call it, with the new with the fresh data. If it was A, what would A do? A would have added in the appending at the bottom of a previous data. But what W does, W will overwrite it. So certain network scenarios we follow W, certain network scenario we will go with appending. Appending is also helpful when, let's say, especially you're going with pre and post type of reports. So when you have pre and post, you will prefer having one file for single devices. So you can have both pre and post in the same file, and it's easy for you to navigate and close it. But when you're capturing the show run backups, you will prefer going with W, because it will give you more uh, kind of flexibility to handle the files. Okay, so depending upon requirement, you can go with either W and A. R is totally different, something to do with the read. Now, there is one more thing which I have not added. That is, when I go with open method, always try to close the files. That is the best practice. When you go with open method, you need to close the file once you're done with your operation. Because there's chances that the file might be still open. If you're writing down, or if you're trying to call that out, you are getting that error that the file is still open, you are unable to write, etc., etc. There can be chances the garbage values get stored up. So there could be few challenges that can occur if you don't close it. That's why we just put a graceful close when we go with the open method. There's an alternative for open, that's called with open method. So if I go with the same, let's say same syntaxing, with the help of with open method, I give the system path, I give the open operation, and then I define the short code name to this particular thing. Let's say this is uh, anything like text 123 whatsoever, colon, and then I can give my write operation. Let's say I'm going to write so and so, and then I take a print of X. Now, in this alternative method, I don't want to give this closing option, because with open will automatically close this. Sometimes some interviewer asks you what is the difference between open and with open, just to understand what your um, ideas about Python. So you need to know that both does the same thing. Even the operation wise, they are making use of the same operation codes. The only difference is with in a normal open, you have to gracefully close it with dot close function, whereas with open you don't have to do that, it will automatically close it off. And regards to usage, you can use anywhere with open, wherever you are using open, or vice versa process. It's not that at this point of view I will use this only, this is not applicable, nothing like that. You can use this or this any point of time, but only remember you gracefully close, and this is auto closure.
Uh, I think text123 is alias we have created. So instead of using creating backup, we can use text123 dot write.
Yeah, yeah, this will be text 123. Yeah.
And above creating backup is not required, right? Is equal to
Which one?
when you have mentioned with open before, with open you have assigned that value to creating backup. Is
Mhm.
that required?
No, no, that is also not required,
Yeah.
because this alias is there, no, so it will automatically do that. So this is sufficient. So if you run this, you will get that file generated, and you will have this. It's the outcomes are same. It's just the way of writing them. Okay, let me comment this. So any question till here, you can please unmute and let me know before I go to the next step. Okay, I believe it's good so far.
I have a quick question. Would
Yeah.
you give us some exercise or anything to practice, or should we go to anything?
See, for the exercises, it's already present in the PDF. Okay, the PDF which is there in the Google Drive, you will find exercises over there. Give me 1 second. Okay, see the PDF which is available on G Drive, you will find the instructions about it and the exercises. So you're supposed to do these exercises after the classes.
Got it.
Okay, this is one thing. Second thing is I also told you there are these practice set on the Learn portal. Let me just show you. Let's say when you go to your Learn portal, let's say one of my old batch, August batch, uh, there are this quiz at the very end. So you have this this to also attempt it. Okay, so you get this kind of questions which you can attempt. I'll be adding some more questions. Let's say right now there are 25 in this and 25 in this. I will keep updating. Might be I will add another 30 with the topics that we covered. So it's like MCQ question. And for the practice set, you can have that copy of that PDF which I just showed you, and that will have some exercises. You are supposed to do that in your PyCharm.
Okay, good.
Hello, Sada, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes, tell me.
Okay, thanks. The other time you removed, can you go a little bit up in this code?
Yeah.
Yeah, you removed creating backup is equals to with open. So what is the difference when you remove it and when you use creating backup is equals to and when you do not use it? Yeah.
You mean
Did
to
you get
say?
my question? No, this is fine, but in this second one, under the alternative,
Hmm.
you did not use creating backup is equals to. You started with using creating backup is equals to with open, but later you removed creating backup and you just used with open and it worked. So what
Yeah.
is the difference when you use creating backup is equals to with open and when you do not use creating backup is equals to with open? Like what is the difference when you changed it?
Yeah. See here in the first case, we were using, in the first case, we were using variables, right? Whereas in the second case, the variables are coming over here. So that is why you are seeing the variation in the code. In the first case, the variables got attached with the right operations all the way till the last line. And in the case of second method, the text 1, 2, 3 was getting associate further. So if you have many more right operation, then you will associate with text 1, 2, 3. So it's a bit different way of writing them.
Okay.
So clear this at this point.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so the
And
way of writing is different. Plus, the difference is you are making use of close here, but you don't need to use a close here. It will automatically close. Yeah, go ahead. In Go ahead. All right. I think we can take a quick break and then we can resume back. So meanwhile, if you have any doubt, you can please let me know. All right. So enjoy the break and we'll catch up after 15 minutes.
Sounds a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, Saga.
Yeah, go ahead.
I also have a question. I joined the class a little bit late.
Uh-huh.
And when I started, you've already created the Python folder and you are working on it. And you went into your files and you extracted some files from your folders. Presently, I'm still using the lab environment you give to us. So
Okay.
all the files you're extracting from your folders, are we going to create that, Or then also when you open your pie chart, you already have a lot of files there, test, example, and a lot of things that. So in our home environment, on the Windows environment in the lab, do we also have all those Python files we can just access and start working with, or we have to create everything from the beginning ourselves?
No, the home lab also has that Windows node, but I would say that if it's home lab, then don't go with the Windows node because that will be little slower. So you prefer taking PyCharm outside the lab environment, remote lab. Uh, you can have PyCharm installed in your local machine as well.
Okay. And all the files you are you created, so we have to create it ourselves, or it's already in the
Yes,
lab.
yes. If you, which files, by the way, which files are you referring to?
Is it possible you open to the code, the pie chart? Yeah, when you go, you see this test dot, no, go back. Yeah, test dot py example 2 dot py example gui
Okay.
dot py.
Okay.
Then
See,
to the left, you see all these changes,
okay.
git, ignore,
See.
blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
yeah.
So,
I understood. See, actually, since I've been using this PyCharm for various classes and batches now, so they get compiled up, and you can see them being opened. Might be written for a evening batch or a weekend batch, etc.
okay,
But
okay, okay.
for you, in case you just started up, so you just have to create for the very first time, and
Okay,
for you as well, gradually it will keep piling up, and then you can see a lot of things falling on your work desk.
okay, okay,
Okay, you
okay.
don't
I
have to
was
create anything by now. Just go with one first. When you go, you need another, you create another one, and you will see them getting piled up for you.
okay, okay. That is cool. Yeah, thanks. Then another thing again, when I tried to open my lab, yeah, I
Yeah.
could not see these interpreter. Like I said, no, sorry, not interpreter. Error message. You know, when you try to do something, you saw an error message on there. Is it? How do you see that? I was not. I couldn't see that. If there's an
Do you have error screenshot by any chance? So I can understand what exactly you're referring.
No, what I mean is that when you type in and you find an error, you understand, it
Okay.
shows on there, like you have a window with error. I couldn't really get it, but I can find it out myself. No problem. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, you mean to say the graphical appearance of this, or
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The graphical appearance on there. Yeah, you.
okay, it is in the settings. If you go to File, Settings, and Appearance, here you can change it. This is what you're referring?
No, no, no. That is not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that you can leave this. This is fine. Like if you try to type a code and there is an error, there is a kind of something under that gives you like the line code where the error is and
Okay.
things like that.
That is here. Let me highlight 1 second. See, it's over here. It's auto generated. Do you see this highlight which I done?
Okay, 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 okay.
Just write one or two lines and make some error, and it will automatically capture them.
Okay, super. Thank you.
All right, so we will start with data types, important building blocks here. See, every programming language has their own way to hold the data or define the data, or or to represent this data that we wants to push or read. Okay, so here in Python we have it uh, called it as a string or numbers, and then when you start dealing with multiple data, or you also can call it as array of data or collection of data, then you have list, dictionary, set tuples. Okay, so these are different data types. Now, to represent the actual way of data to this, let's say I put down something, a single piece of data. So let's say automation. Now this is, binded with the inverted comma. So this is one piece of data. You can also go with the statement. This is also a one piece of data itself, because you are still wrapping it with the inverted comma. You can go with any text characters, that's fine. But until or unless you're keeping it in the same inverted comma, they are still acting as a single data. So what does it make multiple data? If you had separated with a comma format, let's say you wanted to keep a second data and third data and fourth data, this is when you have multiple data. Okay, and this representation, we cannot handle it with string. So for that, I have to go with let's say one of them, which can hold multiple data. Let's say if it is a list, then I can make use of a square bracket and keep all this data to that. Now what happens is, this is the first data, this would be second data or item you can consider, this is the third, and this would be the fourth, which is part of list. So string can hold only a single piece of data, let's say 1.1.1. So this is a single IP address that I can park it over in a string representation. If I want multiple device IP, then string representation will fail. Then I have to go with the list representation. So something like this. This is a way of writing a multi-device, and this is a way of writing, let's say if I have only a single device with me. Then what is numbers? Numbers are nothing but all your integers. Let's say port numbers, if you would like to define. Again, is a single. It's an example for single device data type. So you can have only one at a time. So let's say 443, 22, 80, whatever you want, you can add it. But if you want to add multiple of them, then again, you need to come up with your list construction. You can keep a list for port numbers, and using the square bracket, might be you can keep it this way. Okay, now this is where you represent two or more data in a list format. And if it is if it's a single data, then numbers and strings are example for to hold single data. But if you need more, then you have the rest of the things. So let's say this is arrays, collections of multiple data. So you can have let's say you can have any type of let's say this is characters that I'm defining. Let's say automation. So this is a type characters, right? And I have a few more characters here. Let's say if I want to add some numbers. Right? So you can have your collection of data with a mixed data type. That's fine. So you have these are in a string representation. This is a string, this is a string, this is string, this is string. This is number type. This is number, this is number, this is number. Same goes with here. You want to add some character-based strings. Okay, something like this. So you can have a collection of number and strings, characters, and put it inside a list format. So that is what list will do. List can hold multiple data. And then you can add a for loop or let's say any other iteration process and get the process this list get processed using the iteration process. Okay. When we have arrays, you will see that we mentioned list, we mentioned dictionary, set, and tuples. So these have some difference makers. That's why there are four. Otherwise, we could have only gone with list itself, not with dictionary, set, and tuple. So there are certain difference maker which we need to understand. So the properties of each one of them might differ or might be similar for certain aspect. That is why the difference maker comes here, appears here. So we need to understand that difference maker. First, let me put down the format of writing them, because when you put down the multiple data, let's say you have just a pure data. See, this is your data. Now, until or unless you put that representation, how would interpreter know that this is a list type, or this is a dictionary type, or this is a set types or tuples type, right? So the representation is the important thing. Let's say this data, you wanted to give it in the tuple format. So for tuples, we go with the half open bracket, or you can also call it as parenthesis. See, now this is called a tuple way of declaring the data. Okay, 1 second. Not the half parenthesis. It's a curly bracket. This one.
No, Saga, tuple.
No, half parenthesis only.
The half bracket.
Yeah. Sorry. This half bracket itself. Yeah. So when I go with this, see, when I go with this is tuple representation. If the same data I wanted to provide it in a set format, then I'll go with the curly bracket. And if I want to declare it in the format of, let's say, dictionary will also make use of curly bracket, but they have key value mapping. So you should define your key over here. Let's say key 1, and then with the help of colon, you will separate it out the data. So this is your first data now attached to that key. Then you will go with the key 2. This is second data, and then so on key 3. Okay, key 3, and then we go with key 4. Something like this. Now, this is where you're representing in a dictionary format. The same data now converted into something which can, go well with the dictionary format. And if you are representing it in the list format, then you have that square bracket. So you will just change that to the square bracket, right? Now this will turn up into a list method. So what is the difference? Let's understand that of among all these four. So you know the way of writing is different, and let's also understand what are the properties. So list, dictionary, tuples, and set. So lists are represented by square bracket. Dictionaries are represented by key value format. Tuples are represented by the half parenthesis. You call it as half open bracket or parenthesis, and set by the dictionary format. Sorry, the curly bracket, but not in the key value format, just separated by the comma. So this is how you represent them. The remaining properties that makes them all differ, we can classify them into, let's say, are they indexable? Are they ordered? Do they follow a ordered execution? Can we modify or can we change them? The mutable properties. And do we have duplicate data allowed to keep it? So these are few properties, and along with that, I will show you some operation like accessing them, etc., etc. So what does indexing refers to? The first one, the first property. So indexing is nothing but, let's say once you have a data framed, so let's say this is your list, and you would like to see on which index is your data 80 located, right? So you can just say list, and the index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you type index 4, see, on the fourth index, you have your data 80 located. And if let's say you wanted to check what is index 0, you will find your first data located. So how this index in Python work is, they work from the count 0, okay? So this is index 0. This is 1, 2, 3, and so on. 4 and 5 and so on, which is self-explanatory. So this is where the index, even while you later on start writing your script, there are certain times when there would be a lot of data being assigned, but we are only interested on, let's say, something which is located at line number 2. Say, for example, I'll give you one example. Let's say when you go to your device, if you just open up the output for, let's say, show run int fast ethernet 0/0. Okay, so let's say these are something which you got it 4 to 5 lines, but not all 4 to 5 lines are something which you're looking for. You're looking only might be for IP address DHCP is configured or not. So in this case, what happens, you can convert this strings into list and apply this indexing and mention that you're only interested to look at this particular line, that is index of 1. And then you want to build a if logic. If DHCP found, then do this. If DHCP is not found, then do this particular command. To apply your logic, you should have your condition being framed. So your condition, you don't have to put in entire line. You can just put it only on this, and especially on this keyword. If DHCP is found on this or not, and do this. If it is found, then do this. You can skip, you can come out of it. So for that scenario, we will be using this indexing. Okay, and there are other use cases also using of index. In case, let's say, you want to change something. Say, for example, if I just remove this. So let's say this is your data, and let's say you wanted to change the automation with, let's say, devsec, something like this, dev associate something. Okay, and then take a new print of list. I'll just store it in something like new list. Okay, and then take this. Okay, now what will happen? Since you started with this, but meanwhile, over on the script, you changed the first data to something, and then you took the final output of it. So there's also tells us that the data represented in list data types are mutable. Mutable in the sense changeable. But there are certain things which you cannot change it, like tuples, you can't change it. In the case of set also, you cannot change it. List and dictionary, with the help of indexing, you can change them. Okay, so if I go back to my writing pad, so this is yes, and this is yes. We can index and we can change the data once it's been framed. What about ordered and duplicate? So let me show you that. If I go back, if I have, let's say, a duplicate value, will it give me a violation, or it will get skipped, or it will still be shown up? That's something related to duplicate scenario. Let's say now I have this and this, a duplicate entry. But what will happen if I run this? See, it's still present. So it is yes to duplicate. It is allowing me to have duplicate. But the other things like set will trim off this. If it will see a duplicate, it will trim off. Same with the dictionary. If I go and have two keys with the same name, let's say key one, the second key one will start violating. I cannot have a duplicate entry of keys. So some of them do not allow, but some of them allows it. Tuples allow and list will allow the duplicate. What about the order of processing? Order of processing in the sense, now since you know that these are indexed, index 0, index 1, 2, 3, and so on, we are expecting the process also to be processed first on this, then on this, then on this, then, and so on. So how do I see that? If I go with the for loop integration for X in list, print X, I will see that they are getting being processed. So let's say processing something just for our reference, and I run this. Okay, what it says? Yeah, actually, what is happening? It's I've been adding two different data type. I'll just I'll come to this. What is this error about? But just for now, let me handle it. Okay, see now if you see this, what is processing, in which sequence it's processing? Automation comes first, then comes this, then comes this, then we have this, and so on. So it's a kind of ordered. But if I convert this into a set and then execute it, okay, sorry, it's a curly bracket. See, these representations are important. Curly bracket means set. So in set, what will happen? So do you see they are getting changed? They are getting modified. Execution. See, now 2 is the first thing to process. See, 4 is getting processed. See, once again, 2 and 80 started coming in the list. Then you have 2 and 4 and something like this. Then you have this and this. So set do not have ordered structure, whereas list has it. Okay, list, tuples, dictionary, they follow order structure, but set do not have it. So if I go back and put my observation, ordered yes, whereas set could not. Duplicate yes. What about in the set? Can we check quickly? If I convert this print to list and change this to, let's say, curly bracket, which is a set, and execute. See, now there is no duplicate. It has trimmed off. See, the order also keeps changing, plus the duplicate is removed. And can we index it? Let me check that. If I put a, okay, if it's creating confusion, let me give it as set, and let's say index 0. So what do I expect? When I put 0, I'm expecting this, but will it give me? It will not give me. The reason is it do not have that ordered functionality. It itself do not know what is going to get executed. So how do it gives you the value for index 0? Because this at the time of writing could have been index 0, but not needful that would be also resulting back in 0, or it could have been a different index that it would have been coming with. So this makes it non-ordered. So set is something which is no for all this property. They don't allow duplicate. They are non-mutable or immutable, you can say, non-ordered and non-indexable. Whereas tuple is yes to indexable, yes to ordered, changeable, no. They don't allow once been hard-coded. Duplicate, we can try. Let's see. So if I go with tuples, let's say tuples, let's see if they are indexed. See, it is indexed. Let me check randomly another thing. Yeah, it is indexable. Can we, do we see the duplicate? See, duplicate is present. There is no violation. Fine. And ordered of execution, let's say for x in tuples, print x. So they should be processing in a order because they are indexable. You can see the same pattern being repeated. See, the same thing. So you can predict your output. That is what ordered says. So for tuples, yes, yes, and no for changeable, and duplicate, yes. What about dictionary, which has a very unique pattern among all? So let me write a dictionary pattern first. It's with the curly bracket. You will define key 1 and let's say automation, ending with a comma. Let's say key 2, you have CCNA, key 3, CCI. That should be sufficient. What happens if I have a duplicate key 1, and I write let's say CCNP? See, now what happens? You start getting that error. Okay, and if in case you execute this, let's say print dictionary and execute this, you will see that the duplicate has been already cropped, trimmed off. Okay, duplicate is not allowed. In a simple word, duplicate is not allowed. That is with respective to key. If you have a different key, let's say key 4, but still making use of the same value, that is not a concern for us. Values can be same as well, right? So if I have two same values but different keys, then all the 4 will get recorded. So when I talk something about the dictionary, you need to know I would be considering from the key perspective. That is how we write the property for dictionary. You don't consider value, you consider key and then decide the property. Are the dictionary indexable? Yes. Based out on key? Yes. Is it ordered? Yes. Based on key, it is ordered. Will it be able to change? Yes. Based on key, you can change the existing value to something. Is the duplicate allowed? No to that. So based on key, once again, no to key, no to the same type of key. So let me show you the rest of thing. Let's say you wanted to access something. Okay, so let's say you put that key and you run this. Now based on the key, you can fetch it. Based on the key, do you want to update the value? Let's say VMware, and run this. Okay, it says invalid. Let me check.
You will need a semicolon after the key 1.
Oh yeah, sorry. Colon, okay, it is. Yeah.
Yes, colon.
Okay, now what went wrong?
No. You need the key one need to be covered with brackets, yes.
Yeah, something like this, right?
Also, yeah.
Yeah, this is the way.
Then you remove the last brackets after the VMware. Yeah. Yes.
No, I think that will not.
You want to print it or you want to change the value?
Can we remove a double quote of key?
No. The whole code of key should be there.
I think we have to end with the brackets.
Well, why not remove print first? Say you want to add value to it now. Remove print. Yes.
Yeah, and then we can take a print in the next, but I was planning to take it in the same. Anyway, let's see. Okay, so now you can see with the help of key factor, we change the value. So it's a mutable scenario. Mutable in the sense changeable scenario. You can change the values. What about ordered? We can add a for loop for let's say for x in dictionary, print x. See, you will see them in a ordered fashion. If you run it and next time, second time, still a ordered fashion, third time, see. So they don't keep changing. So that's why I had mentioned yes for indexable using key. We saw them to be ordered. We saw them, we can modify or change them using the key method. And duplicates, what about duplicate? Duplicate was getting trimmed off. If you remember, when I put the same thing, the second one was getting trimmed off. So no to the duplicate. Okay. Now in the network automation, we would be widely using these two. Tuples are something which is used by the library developers. The fact that they are non-changeable. So certain properties of tuples, which is non-changeable, can be helpful for library developer. So that, the variables can be hard binded to do something. Let's say there is there is some tuples that we normally see in the library, like std in, std out, std error. So these are a very standard tuples to, let's say, to write operation, to read operation, and to collect any error operation. So these tuples, the developers use it in writing up the library or the packages. But what we would be what we would be creating, we would be creating the child files which is calling up that packages. So for us, list and dictionary would be something which we would be dealing. And set is again not highly used in network automation. This is something used by the data analyst or data science people. The reason is they have a property called duplicate no. Now there is let's say one use case. Let's say if they are making out a report survey on lakhs of data to see what is the trend going on, who is clicking on what age factor, what geographically region. So usually this analyst people do this kind of analyze and tell it to the company that this is your USP product. You can focus more on this selling, etc., etc. So the report should be in a pie chart or some sort of presentable format. So if they have duplicate data, the graphs can, also lead to a wrong analysis. So what they do is, when the data, let's say, might be in a list, they will convert into set, get all this duplicates taken off, and then if they want, they can convert into whatsoever, let's say tuples or dictionary or list. by taking out those duplicate. So if the simplest way, if I have to remove a duplicate from my entries, then I can better convert into set and then back to list or whatsoever, and my all duplicates will be just removed it instantly. Okay, so list and dictionary most of the time, tuples only if you are into the development side. Otherwise, you will hardly find yourself writing any tuples. And set, very rare scenario. I actually have never seen this until or unless if we been asked to remove or duplicate. Otherwise, we hardly use set. So list and dictionary is something which you should know. And see, now it's already time, but in the next class, I want to show you guys some built-in operations that we would be making over on string, list, and dictionary. Okay, like how you access them, how you slice them, how you join to string, etc. So I'll just show few of them, and rest of them are on the PDF. So if you have time, you feel free to go to PyCharm and do those exercises. Let me also show you. Let's say I'll just show you this document. Where do you start reading from? Python theory. This is slide number 30 of your PDF network automation. So slide 30 is about print function. There are certain examples. Follow the instruction and follow this example. Comments, again, some examples. Variables, see, these are the example for variables. Yeah, by the way, with respective to variable names, there are certain thumb rules. See, I cannot write a variable starting with numbers. Let's say username was one of my variable. This is good, but I cannot start a variable with the numbers. That will be a violation. I also cannot have, let's say, hyphen. Okay, not hyphen, let's say underscore. Let me try with the other dollar symbol. See, if I go with this, this will also tell me that this is not a valid thing. The right way of writing any variables is you can have it written at the end of it, something like this. See, don't put comment. Comment is again getting overlapped, but you can something have it this. But again, don't add any special characters. Then you will start violating them. You can have underscore at any point. Let's say username, password. So you can have this. You can have uh, capitalize or sentence based variables as well, something like you in uppercase and the rest of them in a lowercase. This is okay, but remember it's a case sensitive. Later somewhere if you're calling it out, you don't go with all in lowercase, because you may not have defined in a lowercase, so this will result in error. So remember, it's case sensitive. So this should be as similar as what you have defined it. So these are some thumb rules which I have documented here. A variable name cannot start with uh, basically it should be numbers and underscore character. Sorry, name which will start with, okay, it must start with letter and underscore. True. Cannot start with number. That's true. And a variable can only have alphanumeric, no special characters. Try to refrain using special characters. They are case sensitive. The example which I had given you. Okay, these are something related to scope. See, this is Python open method. Some exercises are given. You can create your own file with W operation. And let's say this is something which you need to copy over on this file. So that write operation is over here. And what is R, what is A, what is W? So these are mentioned here. So one is creation, appending. Oh, sorry, R is to locate the file. It will not create the file. If the file is not present, it will give you a direct error indication. File is not found. A and W is where you will create the files. Then comes the data type. We discussed about the string, numbers, and list, dictionary, tuple, set. The are somewhere here. So list is ordered, changeable, duplicate. Tuples are ordered, unchangeable, duplicate allowed. Set is unordered, unindexed, no duplicate. Dictionary is ordered, changeable, but again, remember from the key perspective, and no duplicate keys allowed. And after this comes the built-in operation. So if you have time, you can finish off 38, which is, the basic built-in operation that we would be performing over on the string type. So that means we have two data and I want to join them. See, with the help of this plus symbol, this is called a concatenation symbol. What would be the resulting? I have a string and I multiply with into 3. What would be the result? So wherever I gave you example, just look at this document and execute the same thing and try to understand if you are able to uh, grasp that idea behind it. And to help you, the statement or the description is just put up on the left hand side. Finding the length of a string using length len function, or let's say indexing. How do you find the indexing? So example is somewhere here. So try to do this. I will, however, I will be, however, be doing it in the next class. But since you have 1 week and also tomorrow is Gandhi Jayanti, might be, I'm not sure for international guys, but at least Indian people have a holiday tomorrow. So try to do this, and other guys can also do it as per your free time. And for numbers, there is no much built-in operation. If time permit, you do the built-in operation for the list and dictionary. So for list and dictionary, uh, these are the built-in operation. How do you append? Append in the sense, how do you add to list? How do you extend a list with another new list? How do you insert a new data at the respective index of an existing list? How do you remove something at that particular index? How do you remove something? So that's all a built-in operation. And for dictionary as well, there are certain exercises put up here. How do you access? How do you add a new value? How do you check for a key if the key is present in that? So it's a fun. I mean, you will also get some hands-on by using this on your lab. And if you face any lab issue or any issue with anything, you can always use that common WhatsApp group, which is open for the technical discussion, and I'll be helping you and guiding you out. So any question with anything that we discussed, or the a small assignment or homework which I'm giving you for this week?
Sagar, where is
Yeah.
this document saved? I can't seem to find it within my neural
Yeah.
PC.
Yeah, so if you have the access for the new course portal, I'm just referring to Ghost, but every portal will have a very similar format. We keep in the premium content. So under the premium content, class 0, you will find this kind of Google Drive link. And when you click on, let's say, the last full enrolled thing, okay, one second, let me open it on another browser. So you guys have already kind of requested for this and you should have the access. Let me give the right path to download this PDF. So this is how this would load up. And the one which I was showing you is this file. Okay,
Oh,
this
okay.
network automation HCL.
Maybe that's why I can't find it.
Okay, here slide number 30th. So from here is the content for that. I'll just for just just for my reference, I'll post it in the group as well.
Thanks. That will be helpful. Thank you.
Sagar,
Yeah.
regarding the variables we discussed, can we define constant variables in Python?
Constant in the sense like
Non-changeable.
yeah, we have those scope for variables. If you kind of have a variable uh, inside a function, then you can keep it constant as well. So you cannot use the same variable later on in the next block. So that I
So
had.
throughout program, if I want to define certain variable to be constant, so in that case,
Yes, you can do that. See, here there are three types, there are three scopes to define a variable. The first one is called the local based. Local based is like you have a variable defined in a function, and this remains constant. You cannot call that variable anywhere outside of that variable. You will get an error called as this variable is not found, like that. That is a local variable scope. And if you go with the global variable, that variable can be called and can be used multiple times. Okay, so any other doubt? So I put that homework in the common group. You can, if any errors or anything, you can put in the same group. So I'll guide you with that. All right.
This Google Drive link you have shared, right?
Google Drive is in the class 0. You got
Okay.
you got your access to this?
No, I've already requested because I'm getting the May 1. Means whenever I log in, I get the videos of May 1.
Okay. I'll sort it out, or just drop one email to that support team.
Okay.
Because what happens is at the time of enrollment, they assign one spaced video so that until we start the batch, you can go through the recording. So might be that's why you're still seeing that, and they may not have added the new portal. So if you just drop one email, then they will add the new portal as well.
Okay, got it. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Hello, Saga.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm also checking the document I downloaded, but I could not see this Python scope available with all these Python global and local variable. Is
Are
this
you in this PDF, the same PDF which right now I am in? Network automation HCL.pdf.
Yes.
Yeah, so slide number or page number 33.
Okay. Yeah, I can see it. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So if there is no further doubt, we will wrap up and we will connect next Saturday. All right. Thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you.
Sagar.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye.